68 for him. How did he play for you, Junior?
Yeah, I think he played well. He was obviously comfortable in the conditions. A lot easier batting conditions than we've seen all summer in Australia, where it nipped around off the seam against England, who had a better seam attack than Pakistan. They've got a bit of pace. Shah and Shaheen Afridi. Shaheen Afridi is a very, very good bowler, but he needs some help from the pitch. And in these conditions, he's only going to get the new ball, the first half a dozen overs. Then if it doesn't reverse, he's sort of blunted a bit, the quality of his bowling. So, Warner was comfortable enough. There's a few times where his footwork looked a little bit out of kilter against the quick bowling, but the way the pitch is playing and the way the series is unfolding, he's probably not going to get tested that much unless we see different conditions in the last two tests.
He's very streetwise, Warner, isn't he? And he realised straight away when he saw Shaheen Afridi not getting a lot of give in the pitch, his weight transfer quick and straight away, and he just dealt offside. Any width, he just hit for 4. So he realised that conditions were very much his way after a while, but initially there was tentativeness against Shaheen Afridi.
He's got a good record against Pakistan. I think he averaged about 70, so 100 is it?
Yeah.
70, well, that's over 70.
Yeah.
Just a bit above.
Yeah. A lot above. Yeah. An extra 30.
Pretty good.
Junior's good at maths. We've seen that.
Well, I just say above 70.
It wasn't an approximate.
Between 70 and 150.
What did you think Don Bradman's average was?
Should have said 100.
Approximately 100.
Sounds better than 99.9.
You talked about his footwork. He likes to come down to the spinners, but he was hanging back and using his crease quite a lot, and that ended up being his undoing in the end. Was this just a lapse in concentration?
Oh, for sure. Just a bit of a misjudgment. Maybe not giving the bowler enough respect. When you're playing well, it's a flat pitch, you think you can sort of hit everything. And yeah, look, that shouldn't really get you out, that delivery. It's just a bit too full to be playing that sort of shot. So yeah, a bit miscalculation.
What about this one?
Well, on 97, I'm working at wide of cover or mid-wicket, but it's one of his shots, Usman Khawaja, but the glove was taken and the catch was taken. He went upstairs, but he was out. So it's a shot that he's got. It's been very productive for him, but I think if I'm coaching, I'm old school, I'd say on 97, let's just make sure of the ton.
I feel like you're loosening your stance on the reverse sweeps in the last couple of years. What are your thoughts?
Depends how good you are at it. He's very good at it. Yeah. Look, I personally don't like the shot, particularly in one-day cricket and T20 cricket. I don't like Glenn Maxwell playing it because to me it looks like it's too much risk and he doesn't need to play it. Like any shot, it's about shot selection, playing it at the right time. So it doesn't matter if it's a reverse sweep or a normal sweep. You've got to pick the time to play it and the bowler to play it against. Was that the time to play it?
And often the modern player will play it to get off the mark. We've seen it in Big Bash. Yeah. They come in, they take guard, they play a reverse sweep, and old-timers go, what's going on?
But it's the modern game, isn't it? Another player who had an array of sweeps when he strode out to the middle was Labuschagne, the #1 batter in the world. Looking forward to this opportunity, and he started with a beautiful cover drive, Junior.
Yeah, he did. He timed the ball beautifully. Marnus says the little lap sweep. I mean, that's under control, that shot. That's not a difficult shot for him to play, but I didn't think they got their lines right, particularly Shadiq Khan. He's bowling too much leg stump. I would have liked to see them bowl their lines a bit better, but he looks a great touch, Marnus Labuschagne. I feel like, there's a big score on offer for him. He's not going to give his wicket away. Either will Steve Smith. He's keen to get a big score as well. So hard work for the Pakistan bowlers, I think.
He talks about Cameron Green, but what about Travis Head and also Alex Carey? How do you think they're going to look to play?
Well, I think Travis Head, we saw him in the Ashes, how counter-attacking he was. What would be his strategy today? If Australia lose a couple of wickets, will he play the same game he played against England? He's a very good player, square of the wicket, so I think he could get runs. Green, and then of course Carey, who averaged only 20 in the Ashes, dropped a couple of catches. The clouds will gather if he doesn't get runs. But he's a very good player of spin, so we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I think with Travis Head, it's not going to be as easy to come out and play the shots that he did in Australia with the pace and bounce. Here, slower pitch, not as much bounce, so it limits your scoring shots a little bit more than in Australia. So he'll have to get used to the conditions. Cameron Green, he'll want to try and dominate. He played a couple of good innings in Australia, but as you mentioned, Kerry, he hasn't quite broken free yet. He's still got a bit to prove.